Your Eye on Annapolis daily news brief keeps you informed about what's happening in Annapolis, Anne Arundel County, and Maryland. Local news, local sports, local events, local opinion, and, of course, local weather. Your Eye on Annapolis daily news brief starts now.
Good morning. It's Monday, February 23rd, 2026. This is John Frenaye, and this is your Eye on Annapolis daily news brief presented by Annapolis Subaru, CovingtonAlsina, and the SPCA of Anne Arundel County. I hope you all had a great weekend, maybe got out and enjoyed some restaurants with Annapolis Restaurant Week. We ended up having dinner with Richard Karn on Saturday night. Great company and, of course, a spectacular meal because we went to Luna's. And Sunday, it was all about hearts and hounds at Paws at the Mall. Hundreds of dogs and dozens of cats wondering what the hell was up with all the dogs. And I got my ticker checked out, and the doc said I am good for at least another week here on the DNB, so you're stuck with me. Boomer trivia time. And this might be a fun one. What object was seen by its inventor as symbolizing the, quote, stark contrasts of the human condition, order, and chaos? Was it the pet rock, Rubik's Cube, the hula hoop, or the Frisbee? We're going to have that answer for you in a few, but right now we have a lot of news to catch up on, so let's get right into it, shall we? On Saturday afternoon in Annapolis, 3 pedestrians were struck by a vehicle on Compromise Street. The call came in at about 3:15 p.m. 2 women, a mother in her 50s and her adult daughter in her early 30s, were treated at the scene and taken to shock trauma in Baltimore in stable condition. A third female patient was evaluated at the scene and declined transport, and the driver was not injured. That info is from the Annapolis Fire Department, who actually treated the patients. Now, the Annapolis Police Department says there were 4 injuries and said that there was a male involved as well. Police also say that the pedestrians were walking on the sidewalk when the vehicle left the road for an unknown reason. We are following up on this, so look for an update a little bit later. In Edgewater, Anne Arundel County police say a 23-year-old man from Edgewater died after a single vehicle crash early Friday morning on Solomon's Island Road. Officers responded at 2:05 a.m. to the area near Poplar Point Road for a reported crash, and police say that a preliminary investigation found that a 2024 Subaru Crosstrek was traveling south on Solomon's Island Road, just south of East Road, when it left the roadway, entered the center median, and struck a tree. The driver, identified as Brian Yetter of Edgewater, was taken to an area hospital where he later died from his injuries. The Anne Arundel County Police Crash Investigation Team is continuing to investigate. Now about that snow. Annapolis has activated its winter storm plan in response to the storm, which is expected to bring heavy, wet snow, gusty winds, and messy travel conditions. The city is forecasting a total of about 4 to 6 inches locally, with stronger totals expected further east, and officials say a winter storm warning remains in effect through this morning. Now, a Phase 2 snow emergency has been declared by the mayor, which means that vehicles have to be removed from posted snow emergency routes or risk being towed. The city also opened up Park Place, Knight and Gotts, and Mills Hillman Garage for free parking during the storm. Pip Moyer closed last evening, and most city offices, along with the Pip Moyer and Stanton centers, are going to be opening 2 hours late today, which will be at about 10:30 a.m. Trash and recycling pickups are scheduled for today, are going to be pushed to Tuesday. Tuesday will go to Wednesday, both without bulk pickup. Transit is running as scheduled for now, but officials say that could change depending on the conditions. Public work crews are ready to deploy, and the city is urging residents to avoid travel, not to crowd snowplows, and use the Snowpaths online tracker to monitor plowing and salting. The Pip Moyer Auxiliary Gym is also operating as an overnight warming center through February 24th. And for boaters, the harbor master is urging owners to secure their lines and take extra precautions with wind gusts and low tides expected. In short, move the car, charge the phone, and maybe don't wait until the last minute to find the snow shovel. Also, Anne Arundel County Public Schools, they're going virtual today. Anne Arundel County Executive Stuart Pittman and the Caucus of African American Leaders have postponed tonight's Few of Many Awards, which was scheduled for Maryland Hall, and they will now combine it with the Michelle Obama Awards on March 31st at Maryland Hall. The event will run from 6 to 8 p.m. and will recognize leaders, neighbors, and culture keepers from all around Anne Arundel County, including current and past award recipients. County officials say this will be the final few of many Anne Michelle Obama Award ceremony of the Pittman administration, with more honorees still to be announced. Now, Maryland Attorney General Anthony Brown is scheduled to deliver the keynote address, and the event will also include County Executive Pittman and Carl Snowden, who is the convener of the Caucus of African American Leaders. Now, honorees that have been announced so far include Anne Arundel County Police Chief Amal Awad, Superintendent Dr. Mark Bedell, Eric Brown of Man Up, Ruby Singleton Blakeney, Michael Birdie II, Care Coley, Annapolis Alderwoman Daisha Conti, Colonel Yolanda Gore, Chauncey Hall, Officer First Class Robert Horn, Carol Hinson Jr., Corin Eve Makel, Michelle Pittman, George Trotter, Deontay D. Ward, and Namond Williams. And in some very welcome community news, Heritage Baptist Church's 20th annual Super Bowl fundraiser in Annapolis ultimately ended up raising $10,859 for the Lighthouse Homeless Prevention Center, topping that $10,000 goal after a late push for donations. The luncheon was held back on February 8th on Super Bowl Sunday and brought in just over $6,000 that day. But after the total was announced, an anonymous donor offered to match up to $1,500 in new donations. Organizers did extend the giving deadline through February 19th, and that extra overtime period helped push the final total past the goal. Heritage Baptist has hosted the Super Bowl since 2007, and the Lighthouse says that 100% of the money raised will go to its eviction prevention program to help families stay housed. It is a strong finish for a long-running local fundraiser and proof that sometimes overtime is a very good thing. On Saturday on the Local Business Spotlight, we really had Biddy and Bose all lined up, but they called at the very last minute and asked for it to be removed, so we did take that down and honored that request. This week, you want to stay tuned for Wild Birds Unlimited, and if you do know of a business or an organization that should be featured on our Local Business Spotlight, let me know. Be more than glad to reach out. All right, that is a wrap. First off, thank you, as always, for listening and sharing. And I want to give a quick thank you to our sponsors for today's Daily News Brief. Annapolis Subaru, the SPCA of Anne Arundel County, Hospice of the Chesapeake, CovingtonAlsina, and Mac Medics. As for your boomer trivia, that would have been the Rubik's Cube, invented by a professor in Hungary back in 1974. And now, as I think about it, I guess that makes a little bit of sense. Now, you want to stay tuned for your local Eye on Annapolis weather from George Young. And, of course, Ann Covington from CovingtonAlsina is here with her Monday Money Report. All that's coming your way in less than a minute.
There are more than 500 pets in the care of the SPCA of Anne Arundel County that need good homes, and they have so much to offer the rest of us. At Annapolis Subaru, we are committed to helping the SPCA see that these animals stay safe and healthy. All year long, Annapolis Subaru partners with the SPCA to host pet adoption events, sponsor vaccination clinics, and community events. We feature pets on our weekly Canines and Crosstreks podcast. Our associates and our Subaru customers show up in packs at the Walk for the Animals and Lights on the Bay events. You can help our SPCA find loving homes for these pets. Volunteer, donate, foster, read a book, scratch some ears, or rub some bellies. Show up for the pets in the care of the SPCA of Anne Arundel County.
Next up, we're diving into today's Eye on Annapolis weather forecast. From sunny skies over the bay to storm warnings that could impact your plans, we've got the details to keep you ahead of the curve. Stay tuned. It's all coming your way in just a moment.
Hey everyone, this is George Young with your Eye on Annapolis Daily News Brief weather forecast for Monday, February 23rd. A bit of snow yesterday and overnight for the Annapolis region, but it should all melt away way faster than the late January storm as temperatures warm starting Wednesday. Look for breezy highs today in the low 40s with a chance for some snow showers this morning, to be followed by more cold temps overnight with AM lows in the upper teens to mid-20s with highs tomorrow only in the upper 30s as winds remain a bit breezy. And there's a possibility that we could see a little more overnight snow Tuesday night into Wednesday morning with a small system passing through quickly, so stay tuned for more on that tomorrow morning. But even if it does snow overnight Tuesday night into Wednesday morning, temps are expected to warm into the low 50s Wednesday afternoon with more rain and additional 50s 4 p.m. highs likely Thursday, with Friday through the weekend bringing mostly sunny skies with temperatures Friday around 50 degrees ahead of weekend highs in the low to mid 50s. Okay, that's it for today. This is George Young for Eye on Annapolis Weather. Make it a great day out there today. Stay healthy and be safe, and be sure to visit eyeonannapolis.net/weather for the latest conditions and forecast information for the Annapolis region, so you can always stay weather informed.
Have you ever thought, I think I'm okay, but you just want to know for sure? CovingtonAlsina is right here in Annapolis, helping women put a clear plan around their money, their goals, and their life. For over a decade, they've helped women turn uncertainty into clarity with practical guidance built around real life. Whether you're making a career move, planning for retirement, managing investments, or sorting through tax and estate planning, CovingtonAlsina helps you get organized and move forward with confidence. And if you'd like to learn before you leave, CovingtonAlsina hosts monthly educational events, virtual and in person. Learn more at CovingtonAlsina.com and click events, or call the Annapolis office at 410-457-7165. CovingtonAlsina.com, at the intersection of women and wealth. Advisory services offered through CovingtonAlsina, a registered investment advisor. Investing involves the risk of loss and unless otherwise stated is not guaranteed.
You work hard for your money. Is your money working hard for you? Managing and investing it can be confusing. Anne Covington, a financial planner from CovingtonAlsina, has been helping people make sense of it for nearly 20 years. Are you ready? Now, here's your Monday Money Report.
This is Anne Covington of CovingtonAlsina with your Monday Money Report. 2 weeks ago, the S&P 500 was down about 1%. Last week, it was up just over 1%. These are normal swings and a reminder that investing is a long-term proposition, not something you do for a day, a week, or even a year. This week brings some key economic data as companies, including NVIDIA, release their earnings reports for the fourth quarter, and the Federal Reserve's preferred measure of inflation, the CPE, is announced. All of this data will invariably cause stock prices to rise and fall in the short run. In the long run, it's company growth and earnings that drive stock prices. In fact, almost 90% of the increase in the S&P 500 last year can be directly attributed to earnings growth, or companies selling more goods and services, generating more revenue. What is a family supposed to do now before they tap into those long-term investments? Many people we work with don't consider themselves wealthy because that wealth is in retirement accounts and home equity. They don't feel rich. They feel like they are living paycheck to paycheck. Some of this comes down to blocking and tackling, or handling the basics. This means looking at lifestyle creep, unnecessary spending, and unconscious spending. For many of us, as our income has grown, so has our lifestyle. Things that were luxuries when we were starting out are now commonplace. That's not to say you shouldn't buy the latte or go out to eat. Having a housekeeper or buying a more expensive car is fine. But when you're staring at a large credit card bill or waiting for payday, it may be time to reassess. Likewise, just because you can buy something doesn't mean you need it. I get it. Seasonal home decor, kitchen items, and candles are a weakness of mine. But do I really need another set of Easter dishes? Sure, I can afford them. But would it make more financial sense and make that credit card bill a little smaller to use the ones I already own? Using a credit card for spending, if you're able to pay it off each month, can be a great way to earn cash back or travel more. But it also encourages spending. Our brains don't see it the same as cash. It's easy to click buy, swipe our card, or tap our phone without directly correlating that with cash coming out of our checking account. Since we're in Lent now, consider using the next month as a time to focus on your spending. Not on any one purchase, spending in total. While you're probably not going to trade your car in for a less expensive one this week, maybe you can delay replacing yours for a few more months. Grab coffee or lunch out, but once or twice a week instead of every day. Cancel a streaming service you don't watch that often. Having that little cushion each month when the credit card bill comes can give you room to breathe and the ability to build your emergency savings. Your action item this week is to remove your credit card numbers for online shopping sites. That extra work to type in your credit card number can give you time to consider if the purchase is necessary. Check out our website and Facebook page for more information and for our educational events, like our signature Women, Wine, and Wisdom. CovingtonAlsina is a registered investment advisor. Information presented is for educational purposes only, not to make an offer or solicitation for the sale or purchase of any securities, investments, or investment strategies. Investments involve risk unless otherwise stated or not guaranteed. Be sure to risk consult with a qualified financial advisor and/or tax professional before implementing any strategy discussed herein. Past performance is not indicative of future performance. And if you don't have a financial advisor, come talk to us. This is Ann Covington with CovingtonAlsina.
Coping with advanced illness can be overwhelming, and determining the best options for a loved one isn't always so easy. But here at Hospice of the Chesapeake, your hometown hospice, we want you to know you do have a choice. You can choose exactly who provides the care and the type of care you receive, and it's your decision when and where your loved one receives that care. We have served our community, family, and friends for over 40 years. We are there when you need us. Learn how we can help at hospicechesapeake.org.
You've been listening to the Eye on Annapolis Daily News Brief. Tell your friends and colleagues, this is the podcast where you can keep up on the latest with what's going on in Annapolis and Anne Arundel County. And don't forget about our website, eyeonannapolis.net, where you can find even more information. And make sure you follow us on Facebook at All Annapolis and on Twitter at Eye on Annapolis. This Daily News Brief podcast comes to you every Monday through Friday at 6 a.m.